DJ, you go crazy.
DJ UTV, let them know who we got in the building.
What's going on? It's Rockie Fresh checking in. Let's get it.
Rockie Fresh, what you on, gang?
Man, I'm coolin', man. Happy to be here, man. Salute to you, bro. You going crazy right now, bro. I'm happy to be here for sure.
So that, man. Appreciate that, man. Welcome to DJ UTV. It's definitely a blessing to have you.
Likewise, bro. It's an honor, bro.
Man, you know, when you talk about Chicago music, obviously you bring up the drill scene, you know what I'm saying? And they relate that to the year 2012. You know? If you go back and you look at Chicago whole music scene, you will find a diamond in the rough driving 88.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir, for sure.
And you will find Rockie Fresh.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's actually a real honor to have you on our couch so you can share your story. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, bro, for real.
Being signed to a major label, you know what I'm saying? That's something rare where we from. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to get into all that, but can we start by you telling us where you're from?
Man, I didn't live all over Chicago for real, but like I'd say like where it had the most influence on my music is when I went to Homewood Flossmoor High School in the south suburbs. Then I moved back to the inner city when I signed with Ross. I was living on Western and Flournoy on the west side. And then now I live in Fulton Market area, River North. Like I like posting up downtown Chicago. So I be bouncing around a lot. But like I give most of my music credit to the Homewood Flossmoor area though.
Word.
Yes, sir.
The Burbs.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing wrong with the Burbs.
Nah, shout out to the Burbs, bro. A lot of great creators from the Burbs, man. Shout out to Juice WRLD. He went to my high school too.
Juice went to HF, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of bosses out there, bro. It's all good.
But tell us what it was like for you growing up, you know?
Oh, yeah, it was smooth, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, my mom was real big in the church. She worked for the House of Hope. So, like, she always was in church, so she kept me around. I was always in the Roseland area. I used to play Roseland Little League. I used to play, like, for Roseland Park District basketball. And I was always at the church, I like doing something in that area. And I used to just be in the sports and just being on some regular kid shit for real. Like, nigga was just chilling, bro. I really wasn't doing too much crazy shit. Just chilling, bro.
Word. Now, one thing you just mentioned that stood out to me is Rose and Little League.
Yeah.
You talking about baseball?
Hell yeah, baseball. Hell yeah.
You remember what team you played for?
Hell yeah, I played for the Dodgers. I played for the Roseland Dodgers. We actually won the championship my last year playing Little League.
So your coach was Jesse Peters.
Jesse Peters, shout out to my coach, man. Shout out Jesse Peters, hell yeah, that's my coach.
I bet. So that means we were supposed to be on the same team.
Swear.
I was so what they call the league under y'all, whatever that was. I was the age group, but I was supposed to be with y'all. Because my coach was Nick Peters, his brother.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Because I played for the Rose and Dodgers for sure.
That's crazy. Jesse Peters, that's my dog, bro. Shout out to him.
That's what's up, man.
I think he was dating my cousin at that time, too.
Word.
Shout out to Coach, though.
And y'all did win the championship that year. I do remember that.
We was turned.
On phone now. That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
So can you tell us when did you start rapping and who influenced you to get into the booth?
Shit, I started rapping probably like my senior year of high school. I got into it late. A lot of my homies, like around that time, they was into freestyling and shit. And like, I used to be like kind of making fun of them. Like, to be honest, like I thought being a rapper was kind of lame and shit. Like the only rappers that I knew about from Chicago at that time, they was kind of like mythological figures. Like you got Bump J, you had Kanye, Lupe, Common, Twister, but like the age I was at, them niggas was like at such a high level, you ain't even really know how to get there. So like everybody else that I knew was rapping around me, I kind of thought it was like on some just lame shit. So I used to just make fun of them and shit. Like used to be like joking, like freestyling and playing around. One of my homies was like, yo, the way you like putting shit together, like this shit low-key like fake decent. Like this shit ain't even funny. Like you should low-key fuck with it for real. So I ended up having a battle and shit at HF. Won the battle. And then I'm like, man, this battle shit cool, but like the girl's not really fucking with the battle rappers and shit like that. So I'm like, I gotta start making songs and shit. And I just started trying to make songs and shit, and then it just went from there.
Word. So when you were at HF, like, did you play any sports or anything, or were you just focused strictly on music?
I wasn't really focused on shit until my senior year. I was just in there, like, you know, I was always in the clothes and like collecting sneakers and shit like that. But like, I ain't made no sports teams. HF, they got a real good athletic program, so it's like I really wasn't at that level, even though I was decent at sports. Right. Them niggas was really like on a whole nother level at that time. And then shit, with music, like I said, until my senior year, I ain't even think that shit was cool. So I was really just trying to find my way, just moving around, just, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking around.
Yeah. And so your breakthrough mixtape was Driving 88, correct?
Yeah.
That's the one that kind of, you know, got a lot of people knowing about you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like I dropped 2 mixtapes before that.
Okay.
And like I started doing shows in Chicago. They started to sell out. Like I did my first show ever at Reggie's Rock Club. And like I dropped my first mixtape, Rockie's Modern Life. So I did my first show and it was sold out. And then from there, we just started doing shows. Once we started seeing there was fans that was really willing to come out and support the music and shit, we knew it was time to like put out some more music. So I put out another project and then that shit started to get me moving around to different states. And then by that time, I started working on Driving 88. I knew we had something because I started seeing like real people like really supporting the music outside of the internet. And that shit just like is when everything came together and then like took it to another level.
Word. And the tape was hosted by Ill Will, correct?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember the tape on live mixtapes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it was like a big thing, you know what I'm saying? And I say, like I said, especially at that time. So this is when Chicago's music scene was just starting to really, you know, cook up. You know what I'm saying? So shortly thereafter, in the year 2012, you were signed to Maybach Music with Rick Ross.
Hell yeah.
Can you tell us how did that come about?
Shit, at that time, like I put out this video off of Driving 88 for this song called Into the Future. And I had the DeLorean in it, the Back to the Future shoes. I had the DeLorean parked in front of Lake Street. At that time, like Chicago was getting a different view. So when people seen shit that they recognized from Chicago but in a different way, I feel like people took to it. And then a lot of people fuck with Back to the Future. Nobody ever really seen no nigga like how that type of shit like in the video and kind of like reference that on some rap shit at the time. So I think that caught a lot of attention. And at that point, like it was a lot of labels that just started reaching out to me. But like I did this other like deal situation, like this small A&R situation that kind of fucked me over. And so my manager, he was always 100. So he used to tell the labels like, we got this other little situation that we trying to shake or whatever. And they was always a little weary of it. So we never really got no deals done. We just was always meeting. And then shit, Ross, and Diddy, and like a few other motherfuckers like all came at the same time. Like, and they just was like, you know, they tapped in with me. They was like, man, we fucking with the video and shit. We want to meet you. I met with niggas, and when I met with Ross, it was like, man, that was my brother off the rip, you know? So we ended up building, and like a few months later, I ended up choosing him over all the options I had.
Word. So who was some other options? You said Diddy?
Yeah, Diddy was one of them, like pretty
so that's
much
Bad Boy?
Yeah, Bad Boy. I met with Diddy a couple times. Shit, damn near every major label you could think of at the time, for real. Like we flew out and met with everybody, but like I knew that like at the time, and still to this day, Ross was one of my favorite rappers. Like the energy that he had, the way he was taking care of his artists. Like me and Wale, we super cool. Me and Meek had crossed paths during this time. So I seen the way he had elevated they shit. And then bro, honestly, just a real solid nigga. So it was just like, it felt like the best situation for me, for sure.
Word. So with you having these different options so I imagine that being similar to like an athlete picking like what school they going to, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. It's funny you said that because that's really how I like describe it to people. Like I ain't really go to college. I did 1 semester at Prairie State, but during that time I was working on music, so I really wasn't going to school. So like that was like college to me, you know what I'm saying? It was like going through that whole process. So like I totally agree with that shit. Like that's how I be feeling too.
Yeah. So you pick MMG, you know what I'm saying? Ross being like a player coach and Meek Mill being one of your teammates. Wale, I think at the time it was like Stolly.
Yeah, Amarion was over there. Hell yeah. Tracy T. Shout out my boy Tracy T. Hell yeah.
So tell us, you know, how was that experience being signed to a major, you know, rap label?
Yeah, that shit was lit. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was fun as hell. We did a lot of dope shit. Ross a real boss, you know what I'm saying? So he kept us all together. We had a lot of dope events together, a lot of time that we spent together and shit, a lot of music that we made together and shit. So it was a good experience. I learned a lot from all of them and shit. Like it helped me elevate my artistry for sure, but also with the lifestyle shit too. Like I was always big on lifestyle. I ain't want to like get into the rap game to just be doing the same shit that I was doing before, you know? So one thing about Ross, everybody know, bro live a super boss ass lifestyle. So like bro put me on a lot of shit. Meek too, you know what I'm saying? He was one of the first niggas hopping on PJs, throwing diamonds in the Cuban. Like I got to witness a lot of that shit early. So I appreciate that experience. I wouldn't change that shit for nothing, for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So so you signed to this big label, right? And you know, now it's time to perform, you know, now that you know made the team, right?
Yeah.
So tell us, you know, the type of expectations that was set out, you know, for yourself as an artist.
Shit, for me, like, I just wanted to make sure that I brought something different to the table. And then, too, like, to make sure that, like, I was always giving my best with this shit, like, and, like, making sure that, like, I was living up to the expectation of the artist that I was working with. And I think that's what made the experience so dope, too, is, like, me actually creating these songs with Ross and Meek and Wale and shit, and, like, them really fucking with my verses and really being a supporter, like, shit that I'm coming up with and ideas that I'm having and the way that I'm structuring shit. It's just like motivated me more to like stick to doing what I do and like being myself and shit. So
word. Because being yourself is key.
Hell
you know what I'm saying? That's the key to all this. So that's, it's gonna help me ask my question, right? At that time, Chicago was known for the drill sound, right?
Yeah.
So with you being from the Chicagoland area, did you ever feel like you had to like reform your style or, switch up some of your raps to fall in line with what was going on?
I think that's the cool part about like the relationships I had at the time. Like during that time, one of the forefathers of drill, like we got to get at to King Louis, but that's right. Like one of my homies, So at the time he was making his moves, me and bro was already working together. So like I ain't really had to switch my shit up because I could already hit, bro. Like me and Dirk, we was rocking with each other heavy at that time. That's still my dog too, but like it just was a lot of niggas that was really creating the sound that I was around at that time. So if I ever wanted to tap into that shit, I could just hit one of the homies instead of me having to feel like I gotta do some extra shit, But that was like the cool part about really being tapped in with a lot of niggas. Like I ain't have to do no crazy shit to stay relevant or like stay in the mix of what's going on.
Word. So how will you like describe your sound or style of rap? Because we can't call you a drill rapper.
Yeah.
Is it conscious rap or like, how would you describe it?
I think like, first off, like, once again, rest in peace, Juice WRLD, all credit to him. I feel like he could be in the category of, like, considered an alternative rapper, you know what I'm saying? And, like, me and him from the same soil, so it's like we grew up in an area where we get a lot of different type of people. We get introduced to all types of rap, rock music, pop, all this shit. And I feel like that allows us to just go in different realms with the music to give it, like, a different type of sound. So I guess you could say, like, I'm on some alternative rap shit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I was feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't conscious, you could consider it alternative, right?
Yeah, because I feel like I be having too much fun to be like a straight conscious rapper. Like, I still be out here like living life, partying and shit. Like, I'm not always trying to push an agenda on my fans. Sometimes I'm just trying to give them a vibe that they can just go out and have fun to, more than I'm trying to push a specific message, like,
Yeah. So let's talk about the Electric Highway, tape, right? Because Driving 88 was the breakthrough. But this one was more like the follow-up, and this one was more like, okay, I'm here now, I'm Rockie Fresh, and we driving 88 on the Electric Highway, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that time.
Man, that shit was crazy. Like, life was just fast, because, like, I was already touring and shit before I signed with Ross. That was another, like, big thing that, like, gained a lot of interest for me. It was like I was already on the road, so that time, everything just amped up. It was, like, double the shows, double the traveling. I'm pulling up on Ross here, pulling up on this artist here. And shit, it was just like, I don't know, like sometimes I look back on that time, like I ain't even really get time to appreciate what was going on. Like I wasn't even like tweaking or nothing like that, like doing no wild shit or getting lost in the sauce. But nigga was just working so much. Nigga didn't really get to stop and like realize all I was doing. But at the same time, I never slowed up on recording. So Electric Highway was just like, basically like the soundtrack to all that shit I was experiencing, like my first year being signed and like first year having like real emotion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's up, man. So now you in the game and you linking up with other artists such as Casey Veggies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my brother. Hell
Y'all do the Fresh Veggies joint,
Hell yeah.
Besides the artists that, was on your roster, tell us about some of the other artists you've met in the game and gathered a good relationship with.
Hell yeah, I think, one of my biggest, like, one of the things I'm proud of the most is like my brotherhood with like my bro Chris Brown. Okay. Like I grew up, that nigga's like Michael Jackson to me and shit like that. So like to be able to tap in with him and like drop records with him and like build a brotherhood with him, that shit meant the world to me. It's other artists outside of rap too, like Ed Sheeran, that's my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me and bro tapped in, we done made music together. So there's so many artists, bro. I be tapped in with a lot of people, but like it's all based off just the art and like, you know what I'm saying, some real respect shit. I never really had to do no wild shit to tap in with niggas. We just be on the same type of time and niggas just be working. And shit, like, I don't know. I fuck with a lot of niggas. Casey, my brother, though, that's family. Like, that's outside of music shit. That's my bro.
Yeah. So with you being in the game 10 plus years, you know what I'm saying? You more like a vet, you know?
Yeah.
We like to talk about the good, we like to talk about the bad, you know? Can you tell us some challenges you faced on your musical journey?
Hell yeah, it's been a lot of challenges, you know, like with you saying I'm a vet, I seen a lot of changes in the game, you know, so I went from dropping mixtapes on that piff to having to adjust to streaming, to having to adjust to TikTok, to having to, you know what I'm saying, and like staying on point and being able to adjust to all these different things that's always popping up in the culture. It's like it become work. Sometimes when you from a different era, you was really only focused on like making the best music, and now the game is like so much more than that. So it's like embracing all the different things that come with the lifestyle outside of the music and that come with pushing your music like outside of just recording and performing it. It's like, you know, it's just embracing that is definitely adjustment, but it's some shit that got to be done to win, you know? So
Yeah.
nigga, do it.
Yeah, because a lot of things have changed since you first came out. Like I said, I was listening to your mixtape on live mixtapes. And nowadays, that's like not a thing anymore.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Spin Rilla gone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That Piff gone. So it's like, you know, you got to get with the times.
Exactly.
But that's a part of this shit.
So are you still signed to MMG?
Nah, I'm independent.
Okay.
I honor my deal with MMG though. It wasn't no bad blood or like nobody got dropped or none of that shit. Me and Ross, like, that's still my bro and shit. But it's just like, you know, when you learn the game from a boss, shit, it's time you become one too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take what you learn and start applying it to your own life. And so it's like, it really was just one of them situations where it's like, bro put me on and like showed me how to really move. Nigga did what he had to do, and like, you know, it's time to like take everything I learned and like really, you know, live like that.
So you would say you learned the game from Rick Ross?
1,000%. Hell yeah. Him, I credit me learning the game from him, Chris Brown, Meek, Wale. Like them four right there, they taught me so much about this shit, man, for sure.
That's hard.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy because we just interviewed Ross' baby moms, and she told us she learned the game from him. You know what I'm saying? I asked if there's anything she learned from him.
Yeah.
She said she learned the game. So we know about the drama between you and Rick Ross, but can you tell us like some things you've learned from this guy who has gathered a lot of success about himself?
The game. That's why I'm here. That's why I say this industry needs me. Oh, I learned some things from him. Trust.
Yeah. And so you're taking what you learned,
of course,
and you're applying it now.
And he learned a lot from me too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But as far as the business aspect of things and watching how you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, they call him the biggest boss.
Nah, he got that for sure. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Shout out to her too. Like I done been around her a couple times. She always been good with me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Young T for sure.
Yeah.
So Ross the boss, the biggest. God damn it. Shout out to Ross. That's good to hear, you know.
Yeah.
So how did you move forward as an independent artist?
Man, that shit was fun, bro. I mean, it's still fun. Like, and I say this too, like, I don't want niggas to like think that I'm saying like being independent better than being signed, because it's like it's all based off of what you work out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep a good lawyer that keep what you feel is important first, and you can really make any type of situation work. Like if people willing to play ball, how you playing ball. So I'm always open to like doing deals and shit, but also the independent shit been cool too, cause I can just control my own schedule a little bit more with like when I want to do shit. But nigga always open to making it make sense when it's time, for sure.
Word. So what are your thoughts on like the current state of the rap game? You know, everything is like you said, TikTokish and social media driven nowadays, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Shit, I fuck with all of it. Like when I got kids, I got 2 daughters. You know, I got a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. So they, you know, utilizing their iPads every day. I'm seeing the things that they listening to. But on top of that, like I said, I'm still living life. Like I never really took a break. Like from the moment I started at 18 to like where I'm at now, I still been in it. So I kind of navigate with the music. Like I fuck with all the new shit. However, artists got to get it out to the people. As long as we getting it and it's dope, like I'm cool with that shit. Like I don't really have no problem with nothing that's going on right now. Like I feel like, you know, obviously the fans gonna fuck with who they gonna fuck with. So you can't say, oh, it should be better examples, this, that, and the third. You can't control what people like. So everything that's going on right now is just how it's supposed to be. That's how I feel.
So who would you say is the Rockie Fresh top 5 dead or alive?
Damn, that's crazy. Top 5 dead or alive. I say Lil Wayne in my top 5 for sure. Jay-Z, Kanye, Drake, and who that five? Who I'm forgetting? Shit, I throw Ross in there.
That's a decent 5.
Yeah.
So when Ross was just beefing with Drake, you was Team Ross, right? Are you a Drake fan?
Hell yeah, I'm a Drake fan. I be staying out of that shit. Like, I got respect for both niggas, like, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Ross, that's who I was signed to. But, like, I just know how this shit go behind the scenes. So I know niggas, they go through what they go through. Shit get patched up. You pick a side, you do some goofy shit, and you end up looking like a goofy in the long run once them niggas get right. You know what I'm saying? So I just be minding my business, bro. Letting niggas do what they do.
Yeah. So what you think about Kendrick Lamar though?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, them songs was hard. Like I was talking to my sister today. Me and her, we don't even really talk about rap that much. She asked me what I thought about it. I'm like, shit, outside of the content or whatever the dissing was, and shit, Kendrick low-key made some raw-ass records. Like, the verse he had on the Future shit, that shit was impressive as shit. I fuck with that. And then the They Not Like Us shit, you can't not be outside and hear that shit. Like, so, bro did his shit.
Right, because he just, he just did that big concert in L.A.,
Yeah.
Brought the whole West Coast out, you know what I'm saying? That was a real good look.
Yeah, for sure.
You think Chicago can ever do something like that?
Definitely. I be tapping in, like, cause like I said, I'm a fan of all this shit. I like a lot of the new young niggas that I'm seeing, cause I see a lot of them collaborating with each other. It's like, I see like 10 of them, they all be like doing features with each other, doing videos with each other. And like, I know, you know what I'm saying, everybody got their shit going on, but it's still a sign of unity when I see that. So I think that's like a step towards being able to have one artist that can reach that platform to where they can bring everybody together for sure.
And if it'd be any artist from Chicago, who do you think that one artist could be?
Damn, that's tough. Shit, we got a lot of dope ass artists, bro. I mean,
I think Chance should be able to do that, right?
Yeah, Chance be going crazy. I think Chance been making his moves too at already like doing that. You know what I'm saying? Chance do a lot of positive shit for the city that you could catch people from all different neighborhoods, all different walks of life at, and it should be peaceful and everybody be cool. And then, like I said, from a music standpoint, it's a lot of niggas I already see working with each other. So shit, it's anybody game right now. Dirk doing his shit too though, like you know,
for sure.
The push and peace movement. I'm definitely seeing what's going on.
Yeah, that's what's up. So outside of music though, you know what I'm saying? What are some things you're into? You just told us you got 2 baby girls, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're a father. Let's talk about fatherhood. How important is that?
Well, that's everything to me, man. I be trying to spend as much time with my daughters as possible. I think that's the cool part about being an artist too. Like I can kind of control my schedule a little bit more so that I can like tailor to spending time with them, especially raising black girls. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that they have a father figure and like an image of what a man's supposed to look like and how he's supposed to treat them. So spending time with them is everything, bro. Like I try to make sure my lifestyle twice is better just so that they can have the best. You know what I'm saying?
And I heard you say you like to spend a lot of time downtown.
Yeah.
River North, Fulton Market.
Yeah.
So even after you gathered your success, you never felt like you had to move away from Chicago? You know how they say famous, now you got to move.
Nah, I think like, Chicago a big enough city. It's a lot of nice places that you could just like move around in. And it's also about how you carry yourself. Like obviously if you doing shit out here, you got people looking for you, it's best to keep your distance, you know what I'm saying? But I be trying to move with like peace and love. Nigga don't really be on shit with nobody. I ain't out here looking for no ops or doing nothing like that. So it's like, I like what the city brings to the table. I feel like you get a good balance of business smart, street smart. You can get a lot out of Chicago. The food crazy, so when you tap into what it's really for, you can find little spots out here that you can move low at and like just be cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. Chicago is actually a beautiful city.
Hell yeah.
And when you think about it, it's like one or two neighborhoods that got the whole world thinking that the whole city messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and shit be going down everywhere, bro.
For sure.
That's what's crazy. I mean, with us, I think just because of the names and how big the city is in general, it's like odds get glamorized more, but this shit going down a lot of places. There's a lot of places that got worse statistics than us. It's just not as glamorous, you know what I'm saying, to the media. So, people give it a bad rep sometimes, but it's dope here.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us though, the biggest lesson you've learned throughout your musical career. What would you say is the biggest lesson?
Shit, that's a good question, bro. I learned a lot of lessons. I think go back to something we was talking about earlier though, just being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate like everybody that I came in contact with in the game because they just accepted me for being me. But that shit just made this shit a lot easier. So like that also helped me deal with my losses different too, because I ain't looking to my left and my right blaming nobody, because I know everything that I'm doing is like based off of me. So when shit going left, I'm able to look at the man in the mirror versus like, feeling like, damn, I should, like it's all on me. And I think when you moving and being yourself, you able to appreciate your wins different. You able to take your L's different.
That's what's up. Yeah, like we stated earlier, that is the key.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So with you, moving forward, man, not only as an artist, but as a man, as a father, right? Is rap like still your number one priority as far as your way of life, or do you look at other career options?
Shit, I think it's all a balance. Like I love music. Like that's another thing I learned with being around like the Chris Browns and the Rosses, right? Like Ross, he could have been quit. Y'all see where bro got going, you know what I'm saying? But he really loved the music. CB, he a legend, Bro still dropping 40-song albums though, you know what I'm saying? Like when you really got that love for this shit and it's like it didn't open up so many doors for you, it's kind of hard to like not always make it the focus, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's so many different ways to make money out here, especially when you got a brand. So I'm always like focused on expanding that and like doing different shit. But the music is like would always open the door for that. So I gotta like focus on that first.
That's what's up, man. Hey, you Rockie fresh at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And that ain't gonna never change.
Hell yeah.
And it's actually good to hear somebody that actually has a passion for the music. You know what I'm saying? You hear so many guys that be saying, man, I'm just doing it for the money, man. I'm just trying to get, you know what I'm saying? That takes away from the passion if you just doing it for the money.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So to hear somebody that's passionate is actually, a bit refreshing.
Yeah, thank you, bro, for real.
We don't get to talk to too many artists for real. We be talking to, just niggas that made a couple songs. You know what I'm saying? But you somebody that actually have put a time and dedication into your craft.
Hell yeah, I love this shit, bro. So that mean a lot, that's still appreciated, They ain't gonna do it regardless, but at the same time, it make it more fun when motherfuckers appreciate that shit for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So are you working on any new projects?
Hell yeah, I got a lot of new shit on the way, bro. I've been working crazy. Like, I never stop because I feel like that's the one thing about getting a little older. Like the more you dial back, that's when you start losing this shit. So like I be in overdrive with this shit, and I got like a lot of shit on the way for sure.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
Hell
up.
Yeah.
Well, man, it was good talking to you this evening, Rockie Fresh. Any shout outs or closing remarks you want to leave the people?
Shit, man. Shout out to everybody that's fucking with us. Shout out to you, bro. Like I said, like what you doing for Chicago and really for rap here right now, it's super dope, bro. You came in this shit like and took off when it came down to the interviews, you know what I'm saying? So, shit, I'm happy to be here. I hope we do some more of these shits. And
this shit hard.
Shit, salute to you, gang, for sure.
I appreciate that. But in conclusion, we'll need just a Rockie Fresh message to the youth.
Oh, for sure, man. To the youth, man. Stay focused. Shit, anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? Try your best to stay out of trouble. Yeah.
Rockie Fresh, DJ UTV. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to Word T Productions.
Yes, sir.
DJ, you go crazy.